great I am. I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. This video is sponsored by my boy Fats Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And this video is sponsored by my boy Matt. Definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, newly crowned 154-pound champion of the world, Julian J. Rock Williams. Big shout out to Julian J. Rock Williams. He had a media clip that was on his Instagram page. Was also on Fight Hub TV. Definitely big shout out to them. And he has some very interesting comments in regards to guys and how they're perceived after they take a loss. And I found it very interesting. And I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can listen to what J-Rock had to say in its entirety. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paraphrase and summarize what he stated, and then I'm going to give my 2 pennies on it. J-Rock basically was saying that boxing is getting ruined a little bit because when a fighter takes a loss, like, people just really just throw them by the wayside. You know, they're bums. They're not as good as they thought they were. And there's this perception that guys can't recover and it's the end of the world when you take a loss. And J-Rock was basically saying that the media does have something to do with that. They are somewhat to blame for that when a fighter takes a loss in his career. And J-Rock mentioned a lot of guys that has taken a loss and has come back to either gain titles or obtain a lot of success after a loss. He mentioned himself. He mentioned Tony Harrison. He mentioned a couple of other guys as well. And the main thing that he said in the media clip was people blame Floyd Mayweather for how people react to when a fighter takes a loss. But he said it's not Floyd Mayweather's fault because all Floyd Mayweather did was be great his entire career. Now, obviously, there was a lot more details that Julian J. Rock Williams put in that media clip. But I really just wanted to summarize and paraphrase what he said. And I'm definitely going to give my 2 cents on it. I mean, really, just to be honest, J-Rock is exactly correct. Like, when guys take a loss, it's the end of the world. He's a bum. He was overhyped. He was getting fed a bunch of cream puffs and all this and all that. And he goes up against stiff competition. All of a sudden, he takes a loss. Or, you know, he's not valuable anymore. And J-Rock is exactly right. Like, the media is a part of the reason why the fans react the way they do to when a fighter takes a loss, or also known as they had a bad night, or the opponent was just on their A game and they couldn't overcome it. And there's plenty of guys currently in the sport that have taken losses and have recovered very well and become champions, just like J-Rock said, starting with himself. Julian J. Rock Williams lost to Jamal Charlo, and people called Julian J. Rock Williams a bunch of different things. And he just continued to work. He took fight after fight after fight, and he ended up getting a title fight against Jarrett Swift Hurd and went into Jarrett Swift Hurd's hometown and got a decision victory and looked damn good doing it. So he's the prime example. Tony Harrison, he's another guy. He's the other 154-pound champion of the world. He got stopped twice. By Willie Nelson and Jarrett Swift Hurd. And he came back and he won a title against Jamel Charlo. Another example, Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin got knocked out by Jamel Charlo. And people criticize Erickson Lubin's path to the title shot and said he didn't fight anybody. But Erickson Lubin just fought on the Jamal Charlo undercard versus Brandon Adams undercard. And Erickson Lubin looks good. He looks good, and it seems like they're building him back up, and just technically he looks a lot better than he did prior to Jermell Charlo. Him working with Kevin Cunningham has definitely been a great benefit for Erickson Lubin. Even if you want to go a little further than that, Jarrett Swift Hurd, he just lost his titles and took his first loss against Julian J. Rock Williams. He has an opportunity to give a great redemption story. Anthony Joshua, he just lost his titles and lost his O to Andy Ruiz Jr. He has an opportunity to basically tell a great redemption story. Even if you want to take it back further than that, Miguel Cotto took a loss against Antonio Margarito in their first fight. And we all know by now that Antonio Margarito, you know, he had the finest hand wraps and just beat Miguel Cotto's face in with those hand wraps. And Miguel Cotto, not only did he get redemption against Antonio Margarito, Miguel Cotto has had a Hall of Fame career. Hall of Fame career. I can take it back further than that. Lennox Lewis, he lost his title against Hasim Rahman. He came back. Hall of Fame career. And he got to get back against Hasim Rahman and got the knockout. Throughout history, we've seen boxers take losses. And we've seen boxers recover. But the one thing that I can say about boxing as a sport, it is the most unforgiving sport when it comes down to a person taking a loss. UFC guys, mixed martial arts guys, they be having 6, 7, 8, 9 losses on their record, and they are considered legends. Legends. Mixed martial arts is a lot more forgiving when it comes down to losses. A loss doesn't define them. Even basketball, baseball, football, hockey, soccer, they're not defined by one loss because they have so many games. You see them so much playing. If they take a loss Tuesday and they had a great game on Friday, you're going to forget about what happened Tuesday. Boxing is unforgiving at the end of the day because the elite fighters only fight twice a year. They be lucky to fight 3 times a year. A guy that's on the come up, you might see them fight 5 times a year, 6 times a year. There's not a lot of game tape, and there's not a lot of opportunities to shine in boxing the way boxing has been operating. Boxers do not get too many opportunities to showcase their talent. I mean, this is not like back in the day when guys are fighting a crazy amount of fights in a short amount of time. I remember my favorite fighter of all time, James Toney. I mean, he fought like 8 fights in like 2 years. Like, it was like championship fights. Like, and he would have continued to do that if he didn't get that bad cut against Tim Littles when he fought Tim Littles on the Oscar De La Hoya undercard. Now that's some old school back in the day type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hardcore for real. But it's not like back in the day when guys are just getting fight after fight after fight. And James Toney at one point was fighting damn near like every 2 months. We just in a different era, different age. And guys are fighting 3 times a year. If they have one bad night, it gets magnified because you won't see them for another 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. So boxing is just a whole different monster when it comes down to when a guy takes a loss. But overall, J-Rock is correct. A loss does not define your career. But I really wanted to get into his Floyd Mayweather comment. He said that a lot of people blame Floyd Mayweather for how fans respond to a fighter losing a fight for the first time or just losing, period. And he said all Floyd Mayweather did was be great his entire career. Yes, he was great his entire career, but Floyd Mayweather is a big reason why the fans look at a fighter taking a loss the way they do. Floyd Mayweather is a victim of his own greatness. Floyd Mayweather whole marketing scheme, whole persona was the O. His whole marketing plan was the O. And nobody has done it as well as Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's just point blank, period. And the thing about it is Floyd Mayweather, he made it clear that if you took a loss, if you had a loss on your record, you wasn't on his level. And people took Floyd Mayweather's marketing scheme and really applied it to everybody else, including the media. So we do have to give these fighters opportunities to tell a redemption story, and it's okay. Not everybody's perfect. Not everybody is Floyd Mayweather Jr. There's more to boxing than just being undefeated. If that was the case, then Floyd Mayweather Jr. would be the greatest of all time. But the majority of people will tell you that Floyd Mayweather is not the greatest of all time because it's bigger than just being undefeated. Is Floyd Mayweather in my top 5? Absolutely. Do I think he's the best of all time? No, I don't. When a fighter takes a loss, it's not the end of the world. And Julian J. Rock Williams is correct. And not only is he correct, he is a prime example of why he's correct. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.